This video is sponsored by Photrus. Photrus, because weather planning was yesterday. I mean, when we break it down, that can lead to the most dramatic photos you've ever taken in your life. You know, especially over the past time, I went out a lot for photographing spectacular weather. Red sky, golden clouds, pink stripe and things like that. And you can get amazing photographs with weather like that. But the thing is, phenomena like these are quite easy to predict, to be honest. Now, when I look at my best images, the strongest impact have those which were taken in fringe situations. You know, when I risk with the weather, and that can lead to the most spectacular weather and light you could get. The question is just, how far should we go with our prediction? How much should we risk actually? And is it maybe even possible to get a fringe weather situation predicted in a quite safe way? Let's find out with this video. My friends, a very good morning. Now it's quite early in the morning and we have low-level clouds, lots of low-level clouds, even a tiny bit of rain. And the thing is, it doesn't look all that promising for getting sunrise today. But we anyway got a notification from Photrus. And I want to be honest here with you. The thing is, I'm currently testing a new function, a new weather phenomenon for Photrus. And it works in safe situations. But today we have a fringe situation and I also want to optimize it a little bit better therefore. I will talk about that a little bit later. First of all, let's hike up this mountain here. I'm almost here at this spot where I wanted to come. We have a fantastic view out there. It's an amazing vista. The only problem is we can't see anything here because it's too dark. I mean, what I'm doing right now is I try to scan the foreground a little bit with my lamp, with my torch here, with my head torch, just to find out if I have at least a clear view out there to the landscape. Here we have a bigger tree, also some trees here, so it could be that we will get some, heads of trees into the frame. I don't like that, I have to say. Maybe I will try it a little bit more there. I also quite crazy is when I look up there at the trees, they even got a little bit of snow. That's amazing. That was on the ground massively. Oh, that looks fantastic. This is it. Oh man, just this one little tree here is in front. I don't like it all much, I have to say. It would be better to be a few meters high up there. I think we could work with that. Oh man, it's so fantastic here, it's amazing. I found the composition here now, and I mean, just look out of that view, it's crazy. We have the amazing peak here in the foreground. I mean, currently, there are also mountains in the distance behind that peak here. They are covered with clouds right now. I fingers crossed that they will go away. I'm pretty sure they will go away, it's just a question of time. And what I really like is, I mean, as you can see, we also got a little bit of snow overnight. Yeah, it's spring. Anyway, we got snow, you know, April and so. And the thing is, I'm really happy about this band of darker trees down there and this contrast to these, snow-covered trees down there. And we also have a little bit of empty meadow or something like that, where the whites of the snow comes out even a little bit more, and that really adds. I can use all these lines and patterns for the composition. The only thing we don't have is a clear sunshine or something like that. But when you look up a little bit more there, I'm not sure if you can see that, we have already a gap up there. I don't know if that is enough. I mean, we would need something like that, a little bit more in that direction. And that's so difficult to predict, I have to say. It's not really possible to predict where this gap appears, if it appears here or a little bit more there. If it would appear a bit more there, we would get the sunlight through. If it's here, it doesn't help anything. but it is how it is. I will just wait here, and it's already fantastic just with with this black and white down there. And now we get even a little bit of ground fog. Just look there, it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, the conditions are not bad, I have to say. I mean, when you look up at the sky, we have these darker clouds up there with these horizontal lines, and they keep us in the frame. It's a kind of natural frame we have, and that's really fantastic, and it even adds drama to our photograph. We have also some gaps there, and where they always move a little bit, so there is indeed the chance for getting light through. And that, again, it's a fringe situation. That means I'm risking here. I don't get any direct light at all, but I think you don't always need direct light. When you just look down there, you have the accentuations with all the whites of the snow there, and where we have darker areas, we have brighter areas. Sunlight, direct sunlight would just be, yeah, the point on the eye or so, something like that, or the cherry on the top. We always get a little bit of gaps there, and currently I'm looking what the light is doing. So when we look back there at the right hand side, we get a little bit of illumination. The peak is in the shadow right now, before we got also a little bit of illumination up there. We've also illumination at the left hand side. What I really like is this fantastic accentuation with the mountains, with all the snow coverage. It's really, really fantastic. What amazing conditions, and always a little bit of subtle mist down there on the forest. It's really, really crazy. Oh man, what a dramatic image, isn't it? I mean, I love this bittersweet mood between this warmth of the sunlight and that dramatic sky, and also the fog there where it's really, really fantastic. And I got one more shot, by the way, which is even more dramatic than this one. I will show it to you a little bit later. First of all, let's have a look at what it needs to get an image like that. And when we break it down, we need dramatic weather on the one hand, but we also need a tiny bit of light to build this contrast and to tell a story. What we need is a fringe situation, actually. And what I mean by that is, you know, if the amount of clouds is too high, there will simply no sunlight come through. But if the amount of clouds is too low instead, it is not dramatic enough. So the only way to get a photograph like this here is to risk. Now, you know, with Photrus, we created a really accurate weather forecasting system for landscape photographers. And the goal was actually to provide spectacular weather phenomena, but more in a safe way, so that the predictions get reliable. I mean, there is also no guarantee that you will get red sky or a striped alpenglow and things like that, but these phenomena are at least more safe predictable than a fringe situation like we had today. Just to give you an idea how to predict such a fringe situation by using weather maps. These are the weather maps of today. This here is the rain map, the low-level clouds, mid-level clouds and high-level clouds. Yeah, we had a little bit of precipitation around our photo spot, just a small amount, and that's good. That can add drama to an image, so we are fine with that. But the first fringe situation is already that we had a second rain front in the east towards the sun, and that's not good actually, because yeah, it blocks the sunlight obviously. But you know, as Photrus considers also lots of things like the height of weather fronts and also the angle of how the sunlight shines in, and a lot of other things to predict a clear channel for the light shining through, that's not the biggest problem for Photrus. By the way, I'm talking here about Photrus. In case you shouldn't know what Photrus is, I will link you a video up here. It's really a game changer for landscape photography. Now, if you're using weather maps instead of Photrus, it's quite a good tip to look at the cloud levels of higher layers in such a case, just to find out if there is free space that the sunlight can shine through above the rain front. That didn't look well here in the maps here, I have to say, as it looks like the rain front would be really high. But you know, predictions never come exactly. They always come a little bit shifted. And it's also possible to find out if shifts are likely. You could look to at wind maps or at the air pressure to see if there's a chance that the weather front will come a little bit more shifted to the south maybe or something like that. I know there are lots of things to check and it's a lot of work, but yeah, I mean, that's the way it works. Photrus is doing it all for you and it checks even many more things. Yeah, it's an AI. It has all the time in the world. Now the question is, Photrus was developed to offer more safe predictions. When it's quite safe to get fog, April weather, aurora, whatever, you will get a notification. But I think it is so important to be also out in the field when we have such a dramatic weather as we have got today. It is just, I was a bit unsure if a prediction for just sunrise should go that far. So that, yeah, it also predicts sunrise, although we get a light just for a few seconds. You know, it's such a high risk to get light at all in a situation like that. But on the other hand, Photrus is not a fun tool or so. It's meant for photographers who want to get really strong photos. So in my opinion, it definitely needs to consider also fringe situations like that. So what I've done for you now is, first of all, from now on, Photrus considers also two new weather phenomena, and that is sunrise and sunset with clouds. That means whenever there is a clear channel for the sunlight coming through at sunrise or sunset, you will get an alert email, but that's just if there are also clouds. Yeah, I mean, I simply don't want to get bothered with an alert email about sunrise or so when there are no clouds. The prediction works fantastically. The only thing I was unsure about was, should I also let it fire when it is a fringe situation like today, when we have to risk to get no sunlight at all in there? That was tricky, a tricky decision I have to say, but I found a solution, and that's the solution. The phenomena of sunrise and sunset will not consider fringe situations just to get them more safe. But for premium users, we upgraded the existing AI for gappy clouds by using the new phenomena sunrise and sunset as additional algorithm, and here also fringe situations considered. Gappy clouds was actually more meant for getting gaps during the day, you know, when the angle of the sun is steeper, to get a higher probability for getting a gain between light and shadow or so. But for premium users from now on, it also considers gaps for sunrise and sunset when the sun is quite low. The predictions contain now also how gappy clouds are detected. If that is sunrise or sunset, it is very likely to get a weather situation as we had for the image of today. Or in other words, if you want to get a dramatic fringe weather situation as we had for the image of today, choose gappy clouds for your locations in Photrus. And that's so cool. Now we have two new weather phenomena for Photrus, and we have upgraded an existing one for getting more dramatic weather predicted in future by considering fringe weather situations. But what if the sunlight will not come through in the end? Again, we have to risk in fringe situations. Is it any way possible to get a strong image without direct light? And as already mentioned, I got one more shot. Took it around 20 minutes after the first one or so. The sky closed again, so it got quite dark and there was snowfall kicking in far away, while there was just subtle light at the distant mountains, which was just recognizable as a bright area in the distance, contrasting with the landscape. What an amazing contrast. I really like this image. Leave me a comment, by the way, which of these two images you like most, the first one or the second one. So the truth is, I had to risk, and I got the light just for a few seconds, exactly there where it really adds to the composition. But even if I hadn't got these few seconds, I would have got the second image, which I'm really more than happy about. So it definitely pays off to risk with the weather. It's a black and white image because it simply works better in black and white. There are many cases when the black and white image works much better than color, by the way. And I made already a comprehensive video about that topic. I will link it here for you. Friends, I hope you liked this video. If yes, share it with your friends, give me a thumb up, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.